loved your films and would love for you just to talk a little bit about really your work and your journey to be where you are today, and how your films are a reflection of that and why that's important to you. So Charel, I'm going to start with. Yeah, I was going to start.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
I want to thank Andy for partnering with me on this and the amazing work that he's done with sharing my story. I'm so overwhelmed right now and grateful for this opportunity, but it took a lot to come out and share some of the things that I hid from for a very long time. And I can say today that I feel free, and again, that process of going through, the journey of Fashion and Charel with Andy, it's been 7 years. I was afraid, I was scared for the world to see this documentary, and something in me was just like, accept it, acknowledge it, and keep moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other. It's been an amazing journey.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much to Roxbury Film Festival for inviting me and the Bucket Wish to this amazing festival year after year that you all have this, and just so honored to be a part of it. And it's funny, the tie-in of your film, which by the way, I'm so proud of you. I told you that just now, but I'm wanting to say it publicly. I'm so proud of the woman that you are and how you've just transcended pain into something so magical, so congratulations. And you're such a tie-in that my mother was such an intrinsic part of my life, and she was sexually abused as well. So I'm the product, which would be your son, of what will happen in the future for him when you just don't give up. So the Bucket Wish is just a part of me believing that there's more to us than just being one thing. And I started off, to answer your question, as a writer from high school, Performing Arts High School. Took plays around the country, gospel plays that I wrote and produced, and did that for 20 years, and then just decided to be a screenwriter, produced a sitcom pilot, and then wrote Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson story, and it just did so well, and winning the NAACP Image Award and going on. But I wanted to create a documentary. I had seen so many people give up after the pandemic, and they felt like there's nothing else for them to do. What do I do? I've been an actress all my life. Now I can't act. I can't be in a movie. But we're more than just one thing. So I wanted to inspire people to get back up. We can get so caught in, we have been doing this one thing, and I'm a millionaire doing this one thing, or I made my salary doing this one thing. But we're so much more than just what we do. We are not what we do, and that is what the Bucket Wish is about.
Just super grateful to Charel for letting me into her life. It took a while for us to sort of find our groove, and when we started the project, I don't think we had any idea where it was going, to be honest. And I'm super grateful to the Roxbury Film Festival for letting us show this, and hopefully maybe we'll make some connections and have more opportunity to have Charel's story have a greater impact.
I feel like both of your stories, and as Black women, is really important for so many people to see and to hear. And so you both showed so much vulnerability. And I'm wondering, I think Andrea, who's in the audience, had asked this question when we did our Journeys grouping, which was very tough to watch, but the question was, how do you feel now that you're on the other side of this? Really, like you've done this film oftentimes you're making films about these are two similar but different stories. But I'm wondering if you are at a different place now that you have made these movies and that you're out in the world screening them, because there's a piece of you that now everybody knows that you don't have to hide anymore necessarily, right? So there's gotta be some space now where you feel, I don't know if you do, that it's sort of like, okay, now that's done, and now I can move on to the next. Can you talk a little bit about that, the two of you?
Thank you. Yeah, so like I said before, you know, I'm not hiding anymore, and I have my own nonprofit organization or program where I'm working with young people, and I feel like being open and honest with them is super important when they're, you know, Black and brown girls, when they're looking at me, they look at me as a role model and as a leader. So for me, being on the other side is I can talk about my experiences. They have impacted me in a major way, and that way is to give back to the community and make sure that that little girl that's still in me, when I meet with those young girls, that they also feel seen, heard, and believed.
I think for me, the Bucket Wish actually changed my life. When I won the NAACP Image Award, everybody was like, okay, so you wrote Remember Me. Now you have to write your next script. What's your next script going to be? And there was just all of this pressure to write the next script, which I am writing now. But at the time, I was like, let me just take a beat, because I feel like there's work to do in me. People don't understand when I'm writing characters, I am all of these people. I'm each and every character you saw in the movie, because I have to become those people. So I had to give my brain and my spirit a break and trying to just do something new. So trying all of these things like the flute and singing and swimming, they just really unlocked something in me that I didn't know was there. Trying 10 things, and I'm trying 10 new things now. I'm not being televised or anything, just privately. But I didn't realize that I was so wounded in some areas. I was confident in writing, because that's what I knew, and directing and producing. But when it came to anything else that wasn't in that line of what I knew how to do, I was not confident in some of those areas. So after I started peeling apart those layers, my confidence grew. I just became a different person. I became more confident, and I'm not as afraid, and I'm more vulnerable, and I'm more open to talk about things. So it's so intrinsically important to try new things. And it just completely changed my life. I have a podcast called The Bucket Wish, which is starting next month, as well as a platform starting in January called The Bucket Wish. Had I not did this documentary, that never would have happened. But so many people are coming up to me saying, oh my gosh, you know, I saw myself. I need to try some wishes. I need to figure out who I am. So it was helping people, and I thought it was just helping me. So that's how it's changed my life.
I'd like to throw it out to the audience. Oh.
I know, it's me. Hi. These were just awe-inspiring. These were amazing films. And it's something I'm sure everyone's going over in their heads, things, you know, about dreams and fulfilling your life's journey and your purpose. What I wanted to know is, since each of you were able to unlock your own passions and find them, when you're working with other people or meeting other people, can you see passions that they can't see and help them unlock their own passions? I forgot your name, but especially you in the middle, because you're actually working with people. Can you sometimes see things that they don't see? You know, if you take this path, I see it would open for you.
Yeah, so anytime a young person or a survivor is sharing their experiences or sharing like the next step or something that they may be interested in, I always back them. I always say that, you know, they're the drivers of their life and I'm in the passenger seat. So just, you know, making sure that I'm there to encourage them, and, you know, help them, help them bring what it is that their passion is to life.
And just to piggyback on what she said, I always see people finished. So I'm constantly meeting people who, you know, are kind of stuck, kind of in the middle. They don't want to go to the left or to the right. And I'm good at helping them just take a step forward. And a lot of times it's just a nudge. You know, people think, there are some great writers who are much better than me, but who haven't written a book or written anything because they're afraid to not do it perfect. But I tell them, just write a sentence. You don't even have to have a chapter written. Just write one sentence today, write another sentence tomorrow, then a paragraph, you know, then a page. So just pushing them forward and helping them to believe in themselves, no matter what it is, or what their dream is.
We have time for one more question. Tim?
Just both films were great. I'm just thinking for both of y'all, when did the sense of your intuition come in and say, let me do this?
When did your intuition kick in and say, let me do this? Like this is, you talk about a little bit about it in the film, Charel, about,
spiritual force, yeah.
about, you know, you were like, I don't know if it was the inciting incident because of the car, or it was just like this, I knew at 6 that I wanted to be a fashion designer, or, you know.
Well, as far as fashion goes for me, you know, I think it was in 2013, that's when God put in my spirit to go get a sewing machine and that I knew how to sew. So for me, that's when my intuition or my spirit, God spoke to my spirit in that regard. As far as being a survivor, it was sharing my story as a survivor, it was in 2013 as well. So both those things kicked in my intuition to move forward with sharing my story and helping you know, youth or other survivors. Yeah, and then fashion. I love fashion. So.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
And again, mine just came from COVID, and after COVID, just talking to so many people who were in deep depression because they lost their jobs, which a lot of people I know lost their jobs recently, which Doge and everything that happened with that. And people were lost and trying to figure out what to do. And I just wanted to kind of use myself as a piñata, kind of like, okay, I'm going to try to do these things, some of which I've never done or I've failed at, and show people on camera, you know, how you do it, how you get through it. So a lot of this was like in action, like I didn't know if I was gonna fail or not. I was just gonna film it anyway. As you can see, some things I didn't do so well. But it's about trying and enjoying the trip and enjoying life and loving and falling in love with living.
Well, thank you all so much for your films, for your vulnerability, for sharing a bit of yourselves with us, for your being inspirational for other people, for youth, and we are just really honored to have your films here at ROX. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you all.